Roger Penske, when his car isn't in the lead, is a great race fan, but he's extra good at it when Rick's out in front.
Oh, yes.
Down the hill once again, working lap number 78. And Mario Andretti comes out from under the bridge trying to close in on Rick Mears. Now, the last time that the Newman-Haas team, there's Paul Newman, and the Penske team went head-to-head was at Elkhart. The battle there was fuel. Look at Paul cheer him on. Come on, Mario. The last time, though, they went head-to-head, they went to the last lap with Michael Andretti out in front and Penske driver Danny Sullivan chasing. At that time, Michael ran out with a little over a mile to go. So the scenario is set up once again, but this time Penske driver Mears is in front and Mario Andretti is in second place. Carl Haas will bite right through it.
He's turned his cigar around. He started on the other end.
Long hard race for Carl. He's just glad that he can get to the other half of the cigar.
You bet. He usually stops about halfway.
So at the top of the order, it's still Rick and Mario. Unser Jr. rides with Scott Pruett just a little behind him in the fight for third place. And you can see Emerson Fittipaldi continues to wait and watch. I wonder if the Patrick team is playing the fuel game as well, keeping Emo slowed down through the entire run.
Well, that may well be. You know, he hasn't. He caught this group and was able to challenge for a while, and then it looked like he had to hold back. So maybe they're just playing for the end of the race.
Working lap number 79 now, so if there is a scenario there, it should begin to play itself out very quickly. Unser Jr. with a win in the Marlboro Challenge yesterday. Now running in third place. You look back at Scott Pruett just behind. Little Al was showing some vapor at the back of the car at the start of this race. We speculated it might be a problem, but it hasn't manifest on the pit straight as they come up. Traffic in front. And they neatly come around to the inside as Pruett is able to close in just a little bit.
Yeah, he's moving right in there, and of course this rearward shot, that's a fantastic shot. You can see him kind of rubber band. He goes back and then he gets through the gears and accelerates up to him, and then he shifts gears, and they're sitting there back and forth. He's waiting to get in that right position so he can make it to go. With 5 laps to go, he's going to have to do it pretty quick.
And that kind of view can be deceptive. You see how Scotty suddenly closed in. That's under braking going into the corner. The interval should go back to the way it was as they come off the corner. You're really only making up ground in a few feet, and more often than not just inches, despite the speed you're traveling.
Yeah, that's true, and it's a game of patience. You have to be very patient to make the right moves. Look at right down through the carousel.
My stomach let go and I wasn't in the car. These Indy cars, 161 cubic inches, turbocharged, developing over 750 horsepower, some incredible acceleration, including lateral G's that'll go up in increments to 5 G's lateral under cornering.
Yeah, it's a tremendous ride, Paul.
Powerful, powerful machines. The last race of the season. The All-Star run yesterday, it was won by that number 2 car, Unser Jr. Rick Mears started this race on the pole in record time. Then with 2 full-course cautions, they've dropped behind Danny Sullivan's race record from last year, but not far. And Rick Mears has been steadily bringing that pace back up. Mears' average speed right now is 93.6 miles an hour. The race record is 94.09. So if Rick can keep the pace up and not have to economize too much, he can also break his teammate's record if he can run this car to the checkered flag. But fuel is still the question. There's Rick Mears. Coming down the hill now, Mario Andretti, as he has to deal with Steve Saleen to get past that 59 car. And Paul Newman continues to cheer Mario on. Coming to the line now. 3 laps to go. And Mario has closed in just a little bit more. 6 seconds behind Mears. You can see the closure occur now. And Mears should start to pick up a view of Mario.
Well, he probably will, but he's still got, you can hear him there. He was short shifting. He was taking it very easy on the car, not pushing to try to save some fuel.
Rick Mears, the number 4 Pennzoil machine. Let's go to Gary Gerould.
Get a quick word with Roger. A quick word with Roger Penske. Roger, how economical are you having to play it?
Well, we're running as economic as we can. We're just using the time up just so we can try to make it on fuel.
Have you got enough so that if you give him the command to go for it, he can make it?
Well, I hope so. We'll just have to see.
Mario eating away slowly. Roger with that wry smile. We're playing it out right to the checkered, Paul.
Yeah, I wonder if Roger really knows. Rick Mears out in front, 6 seconds behind and closing is Mario Andretti. Here's Jack Arute.
Well, Carl Haas just flipped his cigar around. Carl's watching. Can they go the distance, Carl? Can you make it? Or are you holding your breath?
I'm holding my breath.
How close is it going to be?
It's got a shot. It's close.
Sometimes, though, close is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades, guys.
Oh, boy. Carl is one nervous man. Mario Andretti with the best finish of this season possibly in store. Maybe a win. Fuel will tell the distance. Mario Andretti carved another full second off of Rick Mears' lead with the 82nd lap now being complete. Unser Jr. is still in third. Right behind him is Scott Pruett and Emerson Fittipaldi, and then Bobby Rahal. But the concentration is at the front of this field as Mario Andretti now can feel the possibility of a victory in his hand. 2 laps to go.
Boy, he's using all of that racetrack, pushing as hard as he can. He sees that yellow car there, Paul, and he's going for it.
Rick Mears still looking backwards. 1982 Riverside, the last time Mears has won on a road course. Starting for the second time in his career from a pole on a road circuit. In fact, they came in to ask him which side of the front row you want to start on. He said, wow, I don't think I've ever had to make a decision like that. Paul Newman wishing Mario Andretti around the course. Roger Penske. And Rick Mears onto the pit straight. Flashes across the line again.
Getting closer.
83 laps are now complete. And the white flag showing to Rick Mears. Can he hold on for this final lap? Mario Andretti closed down to just under 4 seconds as they came across the line. Rick Mears now begins the long climb through the carousel and then up the hill. But you can see the number 5 car, that handling machine of Mario Andretti, is closing in. A right turn ahead and then a left. And then they climb the bank. That burns up this methanol fuel as they climb to the top of the hill. Andretti trying to close in, trying for the best finish of this season. And there he is, right behind Rick Mears. Can he get the entire lap going? Let's listen, see how those engines are sounding. Mario down through the corkscrew. Picking up every bit of momentum that he can as he comes down the hill. Kevin Kogan lies just in front of Rick Mears as Mears comes toward the final turn now. Down the hill, making that final left-hander. Rick Mears on the pit straight now. Kogan ahead, no factor in this finish as Rick Mears looks for the checkered flag, and he's done it. Rick Mears has won the Champion Spark Plug 300 and scored a road race victory. I think Roger's happy as that with almost anything else. Jim Williams is there, Jerry Brehan, the members of the crew. Boy, they are pleased with that one. The fight coming to the bottom of the hill between Unser Jr. and Scott Pruett. Little Al, this is a fight for third place, and Scott Pruett can't chase Unser Jr. across the line, so Mario finishes in second, Little Al in third, Scott Pruett in fourth. Emerson Fittipaldi comes across the line in fifth place. Bobby Rahal is sixth. Michael Andretti is seventh. Kevin Kogan is eighth. Ari Leyendyke is ninth. Raul Boisel is 10th. 11th, Dominic Dobson. Then John Andretti, Steve Saleen, Danny Sullivan, Jan Beekes, and Randy Lewis. We'll be back. Rick Mears, 26th career win. It ties him with Roger Ward, who, by the way, was here watching for 6th place on the all-time list. Let's go now to the victory circle for this Sears Die Hard Winner's Circle interview. Here's Jack Arute.
Well, Paul, you would think they just won the Indianapolis 500 the way Team Penske has been celebrating. Hey, Rick, so much for Rick Mears as no road racing expert.
I tell you, yeah, I think that was the main goal of the team this year, was to get me on the winner's circle on a road course, and then finally got it done the last race. I tell you, the guys just did a hell of a job. Tremendous.
The fuel consumption question, we understood from your pits that they radioed in to maybe just back out of it just a bit.
Well, we did. You know, the last 10 laps or so, when we had a cushion with Mario, we did back things down, back to shifting down RPM and everything else to make sure that we had enough to get there. But the Chevrolet just ran great. You know, we were getting good mileage all day long. But at the end, we backed it down a little bit to make sure we got there.
You know, you've always curbed your tongue when people have come up to you, me included, saying, well, you can do it on the oval, but you can't do it on a road course. You've always had nice things to say. Now you're in victory lane, the last race of the year in 1989, and you have won a road race for the first time in the 80s, so to speak. How does it feel?
Oh, maybe there is hope for us old circle track drivers after all.
What's the key? Your feet are all back and they're well now after the crash.
They are well. I tell you, you know, the main thing, the feet have been fine for a long time. I think we've really, you know, Richard, Buck, the chief mechanic, and Gibbons, engineer, I think really worked extra hard on getting the car to work the way I wanted it to. And the guys just did. I tell you what, for the mileage that we finished and completed this year with this team, is just the guys are fantastic. And I think that was the key. It really all came together, and we got it together on the right day.
Well, congratulations, Paul.
Well, he gathered up all the points that were offered here. 22. He won, led the most laps, sat on the pole, wins the race. Mario Andretti comes home in second, followed by Little Al, Scott Pruett, Emerson Fittipaldi, Bobby Rahal, Michael Andretti with a nice run, Kevin Cogan. Great run for Kevin. Our Lyondike finished as well, as does Raul Boisel. Now let's go back down to the winners area. Here's Jack Arute.
Well, Mario, the battle was hard fought, but it didn't come out the way you had hoped.
Well, we were just about there, almost, but not quite. And, you know, Mears was awfully strong today. He just drove just a phenomenal race, just no mistakes. And I did as much as I could. My guys just obviously up to par as usual. They just got me out fantastic on that first stop, and that put us right into play. And from there, the car was just working very, very well. We were just a scant, you know, tenth or so short. But, you know, it's just one of those things.
In 1982, you came back to IndyCar competition after your Formula One championships and your run in Europe, and you went winless. This year, you do it again. But does the win-loss percentage, does that really matter, or does the competitive nature of this two-car team really be the thing that'll make you look forward to next spring?
I think the latter, the competitive nature of the team and what the team has to offer, I think, is the important thing, and that's what you have to look for as far as the long run. So there's more here than there was before with Michael on board, and so obviously that's not the fault. It's just a matter of just clicking and making things happen. I'm still healthy, thank goodness, and I have a couple more years, I think, to give.
Well, Mario, congratulations. Paul?
Mario Andretti finishes second. Chevrolet with first, second, third, fifth, and seventh finishes. Judd with fourth and sixth, and Cosworth with eighth. We'll be back to talk with the new champion in just a moment.
Round and round they go, and how they'll finish, nobody knows.
Rick Mears is the winner in the Champion Sparkplug 300. Here's Jack Arute.
Well, this man finished in third place after winning the Marlboro Challenge yesterday. Al, you had a little running with Danny Sullivan. What's the story?
Oh, it was nothing much. I thought Danny was going to let me in down there at turn 11, and we got down there, and I got out, and so it looked like he went ahead and stayed to the right, and I went ahead and gone up in there because he was laps down, and he shut the door on me, and we hit, and it didn't hurt it too bad. I just bent my steering arm a little bit, but it was enough to knock the alignment off and all that. So.
But he had his hands full, but he did come home to finish in third place, and the man that went on to finish the champion for 1989 is with Gary Gerould. Gary?
Well, Jack, indeed. This is the best finish that Emerson has had at Laguna Seca, a fifth, and I don't think he cares too much about that today because the championship was clinched a couple of weeks ago, and you've had the time to reflect and savor on it. It's been a terrific year for you and the Patrick team, Emerson.
I'm very pleased, and it's been a great year. I think one of my best years in racing. I'm very pleased, very happy. Today, I'm a little disappointed. I couldn't finish better, but that's the way that it happened in the race.
5 wins this year, crowned, of course, by the victory in the Indianapolis 500. A lot of people wondering where is Emerson Fittipaldi going to be with the announcement formally today that Alfa Romeo comes to Patrick, and you're not quite ready to disclose, I guess, your plans. Can you give us any kind of a hint?
Well, we don't know yet. I have not made my plans, and I'm going to make a decision the next week, 10 days.
All right, we expect the formal announcement coming up. Meanwhile, he continues to savor a championship in the IndyCars and CART's first foreign champion. A terrific year for Emerson Fittipaldi.